Marjorie Taylor Greene, it's incredible to me that President Trump is still the outsized winner in terms of the GOP primary, so much further ahead than anyone else. And yet you told us 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when you joined me here that Georgia was about to indict him. That's exactly how it played out. That is a fourth indictment. And now we're wondering if Arizona is next. Your thoughts?
Well, I'm sure Arizona is next. And just as Stephen Miller laid out, this is a conspiracy, a grand conspiracy by the Democrat Party to use the justice system at the federal level, but also in the states, using these state DAs like in Georgia, Phony Willis. They'll use Arizona's, they're using New York's, and they're using this giant collaboration basically to affect the 2024 election. But Maria, let me tell you something. Americans are not going to have it. This election is not going to be swayed by indictments against President Trump that are really pure communism in America today. This election is going to be swayed with gas prices, food prices, inflation, and security. Americans want $1.75 gas back like we had in Georgia in November of 2020. Single moms can't afford cereal and bread to make their kids sandwiches as they go back to school because of inflation and food prices. Americans want secure city streets. Americans want a secure border, and Americans don't want to be dragged off into another decades-long foreign war defending another border that's not our own. Americans see through this exactly for what it is. This is an attempt to steal the 2024 election from Donald Trump by trying to put him in jail, and they are overwhelmingly going to elect him in the Republican primary, and I'll argue that he will win the general election.
Well, I mean, these are serious charges, like in Georgia. I mean, do you think he will be able to be heard in a fair trial before the election, or is there a chance he could go to jail?
Well, I don't think he's going to get a fair trial at all. As a matter of fact, I don't think these charges are fair. What Phony Willis is trying to do is exactly what she's guilty of. She's charging him with RICO, racketeering, and conspiracy. In Fulton County, which is a largely Democrat county, he's not going to get a fair trial, and none of this is fair. But that's what Americans see. You see, Americans aren't stupid. And the typical lies in the media and the headlines, like we've seen for years now, are just not sticking anymore. Americans are going to vote with their wallet, and they remember President Trump's 4 years. They remember how great our economy was, and they remember $1.75 gas. I can't say that loudly enough. $1.75 gas, while we hover around $4 a gallon under Joe Biden.
Well, you made the point to me when we spoke a couple of weeks ago. You used to have a construction company before you entered Congress. And just when you're looking at the refrigerant used in our air conditioners, that's just coolant that we need. It's so hot out. We need the coolant for the air conditioners. That 20 pounds of that refrigerant cost $45 back in 2020. What does it cost today?
It is now around $250 today, Maria. And thank you for bringing that up. And I still do own my construction company, although I don't work at it anymore. Building prices are out of control. And the FDA and the government, the EPA, has now changed regulations on that same type of refrigerant, making refrigerant cost so much more to meet the Green New Deal regulations that the Biden administration is forcing on the American people. It also makes electricity bills unaffordable, and it makes your air conditioner push those electricity bills much higher. And that hurts regular working Americans, single moms, and seniors on a fixed income very much.
It's a great point.